Hey guys, this is the last video in our series on Here's Hope, 3 focus areas for Christians who are struggling during tough times. So this one is on self-care. And the 3 focus areas are, in case you missed the first video, you'll probably want to go back and watch it, but it's on maintaining your spiritual condition, being of service, and self-care. And this one, I'm going to share tips on how to take care of yourself during a tough time if you're a Christian. And even I will give a little disclaimer here that these probably would work whether or not you're a Christian, but I'm saying that these are for Christians because I'm not putting on a filter and trying to not say Christianese things. So if you're watching this and you're not a Christian and it offends you, then it's your fault because these videos are for Christians. So, the first one is to practice HALT. And again, this is a program that's really from a tip that is from recovery programs. But you can totally apply it. And really, whether or not you're a Christian, but definitely I think it's something that's helped me so much, and it's an acronym that stands for, am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? And if so, then I need to halt before I do anything and take care of my needs. So this will really help. It helps me a lot to keep from saying and doing things that I will probably regret and that other people will probably regret. Keeps me from interacting in ways that are just inappropriate, rude, jerkish, or whatever. So, and it just makes me feel better. I mean, if I'm hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, I have some needs that need to be met. And, there is nothing wrong with laying down for 5 minutes and closing my eyes, whether I'm at work, at home, whatever. So take care of those basic life needs. Then the second one is make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who are good for you. This one I think can be really hard for us as Christians because we often want to martyr ourselves. We have to be really careful about that and learn how to set boundaries. And if you will look and carefully read scripture, you will even see that Jesus set boundaries. That could be a whole other video. But anyway, I'm just going to give you something to think about and say there are elevator people and basement people. Elevator people bring you up. Basement people bring you down. The people who are your close circle need to be elevator people, and they need to bring you up. The people who you are spending the most time with. If you make alliances with people who are basement people and have close ties with basement people, then you will find that your soul will be dragged down. And that is very unhealthy. Then the last tip is we as Christians and just as people really have to stop comparing ourselves to others. I'll be honest with you that this has been kind of an easy one for me my whole life. But and I'll tell you probably why. So this is kind of like my secret of why it works for me. It's easy for me to not compare myself to other people because I just don't care what other people think. And I know that's hard for some other people, and I have friends who really struggle with that. There's a saying that I didn't carry this saying with me my whole life, but it's that it doesn't matter It's none of your it doesn't matter what other people think. It only matters what you and God know. Or it's none of my business what other people think of me. It only matters what God knows. Well, that just put to words what I've always believed and known in my core. Why I feel like I was made that way. So that was really like a gift from God that I was made that way. I've just kind of been that way since I was like a child. And I don't know if God made me that way because he needed to put me in places to say things and be like a whistleblower and a truth teller my whole life. And I would need to be have that kind of part of my personality, so to not care what people thought. I don't know. But I just have not cared what people thought. So because other people's opinions do not matter to me, it's been easy for me to not compare myself to other people as much. That's not to say that every once in a while I don't get like a little twinge. If I notice, like, for example, that, oh, that person's books seem to be selling and my book isn't, or their books are getting more attention than my book is getting, or something like that, or their business is getting more attention than my business is getting, or something like that. Social media is the worst for that, I will tell you. But when that stuff pops up, that saying that I shared with you is the best for bringing me back to remembering it's none of my business. Another thing that really helps me with that is the scripture, the passage when Peter is asking Jesus, after Jesus comes back, and Peter's like, what's going to happen with this disciple whom you love, and this one and this one? And Jesus says, what is that to you? You follow me. And Beth Moore once preached on that passage when at a one day or passion conference. And I remember I can just hear her voice going through that passage. And every time that I'll start on that, I will hear her going over that passage and saying, what is that to you? You follow me. And I honestly, her voice usually annoys me really bad. But for some reason, hearing that passage, and it impacted me because she was the first person to point out that the different meanings of the word love in the Greek, and that really impacted me. And then that part about we cannot be concerned about what God's call is on other people and whether or not other people are following or not. So that really helped me to stop comparing my walk with your walk and my life with your life. I have too much to worry about with what I'm doing to worry about what you're doing. And we all do. So stopping the comparisons is something that we will waste so much time if that's what we're spending our time and thought life on. Our heads need to be focused on Christ. And if they're not, then we're not right. So I hope that this video helped as well. And I have really felt compelled to do this little series because I know there are several people struggling. So I hope that these land with the right people. And would love to hear from some of you guys. If you don't want to comment because you're struggling that much, then feel free to message me. And I would be glad to pray for you. So if you don't want to put a comment and ask for prayer in the comments because it's too personal, then just message me. Thanks.